Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the preview to tonight's game of Newcastle United versus Arsenal at St James's Park. Big game, right? A lot riding on it, especially for, in particular for Arsenal, given the Tottenham's result on Sunday. But yeah, I'm going to start with our special guest, Carl from 100% Mags. How you doing, my friend?
Not doing bad, lads. Yourselves?
Yeah. Not bad, not bad. And we've got the usual, like we call him special, but it's just a co-host really. So, but we have to bring him along. It's Sait. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I was doing fine until you forced me to get on the stream, and now I'm here to spend the next hour with you. But that's life, isn't it?
Anyway, yeah, it's life. Like I ring up, you have to come on this. There you go. It's all good. But yeah. So obviously we saw the Tottenham game yesterday, and it was all going well until they scored. It was a 1-0 victory for Tottenham. So it becomes an even bigger game for Arsenal. They have to make sure they win this game, because if they keep matching Tottenham's results in the last two fixtures, and in this fixture and the last fixture, then they'll be secured top four. So yeah, start with you. Say, how do you like for you? What do you like? This game's huge for Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge game, and I think at the end of the day, it's good because now it's clear. Now it's nothing like, oh, we can go for a draw, we can, now we just have to win. So it's up to the players, it's up to the manager to show what they're all about. If they want to get Champions League, then you have to be able to win against Newcastle and Everton. And if we don't, we won't get it because we don't deserve it. So for me, it's simple.
I think, yeah, definitely. As we're playing away in this game, and Newcastle, obviously, since they've had the takeover, they've not been an easy side to play against. So I'll go to you, Carl. Like, in terms of Arsenal, like, it's a big mentality thing to go away to to St James's Park, actually.
St James's
St James's Park, and actually go there and having to win the game, not actually draw. It's a massive mental test to see if Arsenal are good enough. But yeah, I'll ask you from a Newcastle point of view, like, how big a game is this for you?
Oh, as a Newcastle fan, every game's big. It should be for every fan, really. Every game should be a big game for you. You should always be looking forward to your team playing. I've had a lot of people comment recently on my channels, Tottenham fans asking, Newcastle to lay down and, lay down for, well, Arsenal fans, sorry, to lay down and, let us win. Tottenham fans asking forward to beat years, and there's been some that have said that. There's been some good ones as well who were, saying, no, you don't ask Newcastle to lay down. And it's true. You don't ask us to lay down because we don't lay down for nobody. At the end of the day, if you're going to come to St James's Park, you're going to have to be ready to play, because up here in the Northeast, football is our life. And I know I keep saying it all the time, on every stream I go on, but football is our life up here. And, it was proven over them 18 months when we went hard at the Premier League, and everybody who was against, us getting this takeover from PIF and the consortium. And they didn't expect us to go, walking all the way down to London and go and do a protest when there wasn't even a match on. But we did it. We proved them wrong. We called their bluff. And going about this game tonight, 8 o'clock kickoff. And, of course, it's going to be absolutely rocking St James's Park. Wall Flags has been working for the last 3 days on an absolutely massive, phenomenal display that's going to be showed tonight. I think it's a tribute to Chictiote, who passed away, of course, back in 2017. So it will be the 5th anniversary of Chictiote come June, I believe it was, when he passed away. So, of course, there is a lot of, feelings around that. That's going to be going around the stadium tonight. Obviously, the game being the 4-4 against yourselves. And like I said, in the preview on my channel on the Saturday, I believe it was, and on the Saturday when I was on Lucas' channel, this game is a big game for both clubs. It's a big game for yourselves. It's a big game for us. Obviously, you are going for, a place in the Champions League up against your arch rivals in Tottenham. So obviously it's going to be massive for you to get this win. Otherwise, Tottenham's going to be holding it over years forever that they got that Champions League spot. But, looking at it from that perspective, it will be a big game for both clubs. But Arsenal definitely going to have to come into this game and be ready to play because Newcastle ain't going to lie down.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be clearly a massive, massive test for Mikel Arteta. We got Craig. How are you doing, my friend? Under pressure, we'll find out what Arteta and the players are all about. Absolutely. 20 years ago, Dennis Bergkamp scored that iconic goal against Newcastle. Yeah, mate. I think it was more iconic about that. Iconic about that was that Davies thought he was going to pocket Dennis Bergkamp throughout the game. So Dennis Bergkamp just made him look like a mug.
I will say one thing about that goal from Dennis Bergkamp. It is controversial, but remember, I am a Newcastle fan at the end of the day. And if you do look back at it on the replays, I do believe, that Dennis Bergkamp did actually elbow Nikos Stevitas in that one. I've been saying that for years. For years, I've been saying that because you can see it on the replay, definitely.
I never saw it.
I do the Arsene Wenger. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. Well, big up Nippon as well. But yeah, like obviously with Tottenham's result, it's like Arsenal have to go and win. They have to go there and they have to win, and it's going to be a massive mental battle. And like this is where I really sort of doubt. This is where I really fear Arsenal, because like we're not been playing that brilliantly, right? Despite us winning, and after what we saw at the North London derby, to go to Stanford to St James's Park, on a Monday night, and then having to, not only that, you have to go there and win because your arch rivals are above you. Like, say that, I mean, like, everyone knows my stance on the manager, clearly.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah.
Shut up. But for the players, like, it is a massive mental test, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I agree. I mean, they've had a few this season. They've passed some and they've bottled some. But at the end of the day, if they manage to win against Newcastle away with a squad that got injured some key players, I will praise them. And if they don't manage to win, I will criticize them. Because for me, at the end of the day, football is a game of results. And we have to judge you based on the results. There's no agenda. There's no personal feeling. If you do well, we will praise you. And if you don't do well, we will criticize you. And you've chosen to be in this business, and that's how it is. It's all about turning up when it matters. And they need to show the fans, the manager needs to show why he got that 3-year extension. The young players needs to show why they've been hyped, and the signings needs to show why they should play for Arsenal. So at the end of the day, Newcastle are a big team. Newcastle away is one of the hardest place to go to, and I feel like Eddie Howe is a very underrated manager. I feel like he didn't get the praise he deserved when he was at Bournemouth. I think people didn't look at how little money, how little resources he had, and the football that he was playing there, and managed to get them up to the Premier League and keep them in Premier League for many years. He was doing a good job, and we can see now in Newcastle that he's a quality manager. They've done so well under him, and he didn't just go and buy superstars. I mean, he went and bought Target. Nobody thought he would do well. He's doing well. He went and bought Dan Burn, Chris Wood. And then he added a Bruno Guimaraes to that. And you can see there's a clear plan on what he wants to do, and fair play to him. I've been impressed.
Absolutely. I mean, Newcastle since the takeover have been quite impressive, actually. They've been a very difficult side to beat. I think Eddie Howe's doing a decent job with Newcastle with the way they are at the moment. And yeah, things can only go up for Newcastle right now. I mean, like for you, Craig, it's obviously exciting times with the club, and it's going to take time. But like from what most people are gathering, the way things are going right now, like things can only go up.
Yeah, there's a lot of there was a lot of people like when we first got Eddie Howe in. There was a lot of people that were saying, that Eddie Howe wasn't going to be the right appointment. We needed to go and appoint somebody else. They were talking about we're going and appointing somebody like Mark Hughes or, Tony Pulis, somebody like that. But for me, I was looking at Eddie Howe and I was thinking, look what he's done at Bournemouth, He took that club from like League Two with absolutely no money, and he took them right the way up to the Premier League, kept them in the Premier League for so long, only going out the Premier League because of a VAR mistake in the Aston Villa Sheffield United match, I believe it was, because there was a VAR mistake in that. And that's what cost them their place in the Premier League. So for me, I was always 100% behind.
Sorry, I don't think it was a VAR. I think it was goal line. The goal was counted where it wasn't, I believe.
Yeah,
that's the first
right,
game
yeah.
back. Yeah, the goal because of the unique angle, they could pick up the fact it crossed the line.
Yeah, it was the goal line technology. It's like because we've got VAR, we've got goal line, we've got so much technology in the game this day. And
yet we've still got shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because what they've done is they've brought in all this technology, which is meant to help the game, but then they've given the power of that technology to the people who couldn't get the decision right in the first place on the pitch. So, you're defeating the purpose of the technology.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's message me on Insta as well, mate. You can do it at SFeatleyTV on Insta or SFeatley on Insta as well. And we'll try and see if we can get you on Carl, because he's a real one. I feel like Eddie Howe's for me, he's done a decent job. You can't really ask anything more from a manager with the current situation you're in as well. Because as things progress, you'll then look on to a more high quality manager.
Yeah.
But I mean, Arsenal's point of view is at the minute is just, I think we're gonna be struggling. I think the first 20 odd minutes of this game because of the shock of that London derby.
Yeah,
is probably going to play a factor in it, and we'll probably start out slow to begin with, then feel our way into the game before trying to make sure that we try and win the game. I could be totally wrong and they absolutely surprise us, but that's how I feel it generally will go, especially when we've been a defeat. To be honest, we've actually then won the next games coming up when we've been on a bit of bad form, and I'm hoping with this, and the first game we win, it's not exactly the prettiest game, to be honest. It's kind of more scrappier games, but at least we get the win. I think that's the main thing for it. And the thing is that it's not about performances anymore for Arsenal. It's not about that anymore. It's about winning games. That's all we got to do. Win games. Don't care how it is. Don't care how bad it is. It could be 2 penalties in both games. One penalty. It could be one penalty in one game, one penalty in the other. And we do nothing all the rest of it. Just as long as we win, it doesn't matter. So so that's why it's so pivotal.
That's the same mentality that we've always had with Newcastle. If it's not the fact of going out there and winning trophies every season, which would be absolutely amazing. Obviously, we are going to be winning trophies now that we've got these owners because they are ambitious enough to want to win trophies. But, you know, as a football fan, all you ever want to really see is your team just go out there, you know, and put in a good shift every, like, midweek, weekend, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, they get to go home to, you know, their lavish houses after getting all their wages and stuff off of the club, you know, and some fans only have that, you know, they only have the club. And for us Newcastle United fans, that's pretty much all we do have. You know, we only have a club. And I'm sure it's the same with like yourselves, you know, you just go to the games and, you know, you just want your team to go out there and put in a good effort. And sometimes, you know, you get games where your players decide like, oh, I'm having an off day, so I'm not going to turn up to this one. You know, for to make an example, Paul Pogba, you know, Man United, he's a player that usually always does that. You know, he usually always turns into the games and doesn't really give in a shift for them unless, you know, it was for the likes of Juve. He obviously put in a shift there. For France, for his country, obviously he puts in a shift on that one. But for Man United, you know, he's never really put in a shift from what I could see watching him play. But I still say, you know, like I said in the previews on my channel and on Luca's channel, you know, that if you could get Paul Pogba to play like he does at Juve in France, you know, he'd be an absolute bargain signing this window for anybody, you know, because Man United paid like 80-odd million for him. And they're just going to let him go free again. And it's crazy to think that they're doing that.
It must be the worst deal in history to let a player go for free, buy him back for 90 million just to let him go for free again.
Exactly.
I've never seen that.
It's stupid. And
I thought Arsenal were bad at doing that. That just took it to another level.
Yeah, they took it to another level. Honestly, it's crazy.
It's like they looked at Arsenal's book and said, "How do we fuck up our own club?" Oh, I tell you what, let's follow the Arsenal model. Like that's where you can tell you've got bad note, and that's why I say the Glazers and the Conkeys are like two peas in a pod. Like they're literally the same sort. You know.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely mad.
There's a question that I want to ask you guys. I've been asking a couple.
If it's saying it back Arteta next season, I'm not going to answer.
No, it's not. It's not about Arteta. It's about Eddie Howe. What I was wanting to ask is, I've asked a few different people about this as well. Do you believe Eddie Howe should get the Manager of the Year? I personally do, obviously, but my opinion's biased, being that I support Newcastle.
I'm gonna let Sait answer.
It hasn't even with a Carabao Cup. Even Jamie Vardy has an FA Cup and the Premier League title.
Idiot.
Yeah, Sait, what's your answer for that?
For me, if it depends on who wins the Premier League title. If I think if City wins it, Pep Guardiola should have it. I think if Liverpool wins it, then definitely Klopp deserves it. I think Eddie Howe has done a fantastic job. I think Newcastle hadn't won a game before he joined them, and I think since he joined them, they are like the team that's taken fourth most points since he joined. So obviously, he's done an amazing job. But at the end of the day, if you win titles, it's hard to say that a manager who hasn't been there the whole season deserves the manager of the whole year.
Yeah.
When you look at what the other managers are doing, but I do believe that he deserves to be there, and I do think it's a testimony of how well he's actually done, and fair play to him.
I think Klopp definitely gets it if he does win the title, because like he's caught Man City, who are 1.12 points clear, and beating them. For me, like, I'm going to give this as a shout out because of the surprise package. everyone thought the Wolves manager was going to be shit.
Yeah, Bruno
Right.
Lage.
Yeah, and Lage has done an absolute incredible job at Wolves, actually. Like, and put them way back into the top 10, for example. If it was between the relegation clubs, you could probably say Burnley, because Burnley looked down and out at one point. Burnley, and like Sean Dyche has just done his usual, like, do our usual thing with this one, like getting on
I
balls.
think that was a mistake.
Put some
by
respect
Burnley
on
getting
Ginger
him.
Mourinho.
Ginger Mourinho, what the fuck?
I think it was a mistake by them to get rid of him. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he clashed with the owners. You know, their new ownership.
He wanted money. I think they wanted owners. I think he wanted more money and
probably
some investment in the side, and they didn't want to. Gabriel has travelled with the squad. Would you risk him playing tonight?
100%.
I think we've got no choice.
We don't have a choice. We've got 2 games left. Holding us back for the next game. If you can't risk him now, when would you risk him? Like,
yeah, and I don't think we have much of a choice, really. To be honest, we have to. You could put Conte as a shout for a manager, but again, he's coming halfway through. But he's managed to Tottenham look down and out the top 4 race, and now they look like well into it. So I think, I think Klopp or I mean, you say Klopp and Pep because they're the most obvious choices. And even if Klopp didn't win the title and lost it by a point, I could even see still giving it to him because he's won 2 trophies already.
You're doing the sentiment Arsenal thing now, Steven.
What?
Football is about winning. If you win, you win.
Yeah, he's already won 2 trophies. And he's already won 2 trophies.
But it's the Premier League manager of the year. It's not the English manager of the year.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think
it's definitely not just the manager of the year in a whole, which
I'm
is
just
usually what
I'm just glad
Arteta's.
I'm just glad Arteta's not on this list.
Yeah, but he deserved to be there. But he doesn't deserve to win it. Listen, if Arsenal finish top 4, you can't say that it's not done a better job than some of the managers who's in there.
Mate,
but that's why for me,
it's bad enough. For me,
just one thing, yeah. For me, the award should be after the season.
Yeah.
I've never understood. You know, when they used to announce the player of the year, and it's like 10 games left, and I'm like, but why?
Exactly.
Why in such a hurry?
It's like I've done my job. It's like the guy who wins is like, I've done my job now. I'll go sit on the beach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got player of the year. I can sit on my beach now.
But what do you guys make of the players nominees? I feel like some players are missing, like Declan Rice. I think Rodri for Man City as well.
I definitely.
I think there's a numerous players that are.
I know Joe Linton's missing out of that, and I feel Joe Linton should be in there.
Is Coutinho in there? I think Coutinho should be in there.
Nah, he's not been here long enough.
But I do feel
he's been poor past few months. He came and he was fantastic, and then he's just.
What about Eriksen?
Eriksen been good, but I think again he came in January. But I think Declan Rice has been fantastic for West Ham. I think he's been solid the whole season. I think Cucurella's been fantastic for Brighton. I think even Bernardo Silva has been good for City.
Yeah.
I think Van Dijk has had a good season. I mean,
do you think Joe Linton deserves a shout at the player of the year?
It's been good, man. Ever since he's dropped into midfield, it's like that you've signed a new player, like Arsene Wenger used to say. It's like a new signing, you know. So he's done good. I mean, it's hard to say if he should be in the player of the year, but he's definitely, there's a new player in there, and it's going to be interesting to see next year.
By the way, I wanted to share this with you guys. Yeah, apparently, like with our, I think with our I've just got to try and find the post that I saved. Yeah, there it is. Right now, I was told that on Northside channel, I believe, I was told by Fuad that Gabriel has made a few mistakes. That's why he's not been good enough to get in Arsenal side. Right? So I just wanted him to answer this. Answer that. Young Player of the Year for Liga 1. He's that, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he's obviously that shit.
I think
Who said he was shit?
That was a bad move by
He
Arsenal.
said, no. He said he's not good enough to be in Arsenal side right now.
Who said that?
I think it was a forward on Northside channel.
Oh, okay.
It is major Arteta in.
Oh, okay.
Literally,
that's
will
crazy.
literally listen to anything the guy says.
All I can say is that when Gabriel played in France, he never won the Young Player of the Year, and he was never in the Team of the Year. And Saliba's been in both.
I think also in good news, is he in Team of the Year as well?
No, he just missed out.
He just missed out.
Yeah.
But he's been solid for
it's been good.
Marseille. He's been absolutely solid as a rock, right? And yeah, but apparently he's shit. No, you know what I mean? He's shit.
No one can tell me that Rob Holding is a better player than William Saliba. I'm not having that. So
there you go.
I think
you know what I mean?
He should have been there. He wasn't. Let's hope that he comes back.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Does, he comes as a better player with more experience.
As far as I know, they might want to sell him. So that would be. I'd go mad if they did that. But I want to ask Carl. Looking at Arsenal, looking at trying to find any weak spots. Where do you think where do you think that Newcastle can hurt us most?
Well, for today's game, I think the defense would be the area that you'd be looking at the weaknesses. If you obviously don't have Rob Holding playing there, if Gabriel plays or not, still waiting to see that. I'm guessing. Ben White's meant to be playing as well. If he does or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait until the lineup comes out. But I'd say the defense is the weakness. The strongest area I feel for Arsenal is your wings, Martinelli and Saka. They're two fantastic players. They really are. They're the standout players for Arsenal, I believe, this season. They've done some really good stuff. They're fast, they're skillful as well. Saka's got a brilliant future ahead of him. And hopefully for yous, he does stay. But as a Newcastle fan and knowing that his father supports Newcastle, I kind of want him to come to Newcastle. Plus with him being friends with us on Instagram as well.
Fuck off.
So it would be great to see him actually come to Newcastle and play for us. So,
mate, you've had
from that
Willett,
perspective,
mate, you've had Willett. That's all you're having. Right?
When Newcastle come and knocking with the money, you'll be selling the players. Believe
yeah, fuck off. Yeah, I know what a baller like, to be honest. So yeah, this is the thing as well with this whole project as well, is that we're even looking at 19-year-olds. Probably just to say, oh look, but you got to give them time. You got to give them time. You got to give them time. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? If we have given so much time, eventually players like Saka, Martinelli, they will be looked at by bigger clubs. We will be getting offers from bigger clubs, right? Just because they keep staying at Arsenal doesn't mean they get offers, right? And if some of those clubs come knocking on the door, they're going to listen, right? And if they have to keep waiting on this manager, eventually they're going to be like, "We'll see you later, mate," right? Because these clubs are big. These clubs are good enough to train them up themselves anyway, right? So if they come knocking on the door, well, I'm sorry, but all of a sudden your youth project goes out the window. Right? What are you going to do then? Right? This is the whole thing I keep telling these fans, right? You're doing this, you're saying this takes time, this, that, and the other, thinking that Martinelli and Saka are going to blindly show loyalty to the club and blindly support the club and stay with it until it's complete. No, they won't. If they're not getting results, right, within 2 years they will be gone because they will want to win trophies, and they're about to and as they get older they start to approach their prime, and they want to be as the biggest player as possible. How do you do that? You move to the biggest clubs that have the best chance of winning trophies at an early age. So you get in their first team and you play all the way through not even your prime but into your prime, and then like until you're even old after that, and then try and hang on, right? But then you've got the maximum length to try and win as many trophies as possible. And if you're waiting there sitting on Arsenal, they'll be like, nah, you're all right, mate. Otherwise, you're going to have to offer them 350 grand a week contracts to the point they're just playing this. Like,
Yeah.
And we already had that once, right? So, yeah. See, look, he's laughing because not even his fucking club did that, and he used that Mike Ashley for fuck's sake. Like, you know what I mean? They had the guy who ate all the fucking pies, the fat fuck. Like don't mind if Carl says that, and then minds me saying that, the fat bastard.
There's worse things I could say about him.
Yeah, well, fat cunt then. That's it. It's cancelled. What? Look, I'm paid
Steven,
to be honest.
You know,
I'm paid to be honest.
the algorithm is never gonna favor you because you're such a bastard.
Sometimes the truth hurts, so sometimes you have to tell the truth, and that is what he is. I could be even worse than that.
No, please don't. I'm gonna cancel you.
Right. So as I said, so they had him in charge, and even they didn't have a player that sat on his ass doing PlayStation all fucking week. For fuck's sake. And then go, oh, my back problem hurts, but I can sit up to play the game, but if it gets too much, I've got to lie down, you know. Yeah.
We did have Michael Owen.
Mate,
it's pretty close.
Ozil, the amount of times he moaned about his back, he made me look fit. He made me look fit. I can't walk 10 yards. Fuck's sake. Oh. My worst days, I can't even get out of bed, right? And this guy was sitting there saying, like, my back hurts, I can't play footy. Like, for fuck's sake.
Oh, God.
If you're passionate about football, you wouldn't sit on your ass. But that's another story for another day. Like, that's history. Thank the fucking Lord. Like, yeah. Now we've gone off on a tangent and come back landing. So, yeah. Do you feel like, Carl, you really can end our hopes of the Champions League?
I feel tonight could be.
I know you don't like rolling over, but
one.
can you just please roll over for this game? We just need top four, man. You've had your season. It's done, man. Let's cut a deal. We win 1-0. We make it look interesting. Like, you go off happy, we go off happy. Jobs are good, you know what I'm saying? Deal.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work, mate. It doesn't work. Newcastle don't roll over for nobody. Literally nobody.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I remember that when we were 4-0 up. I remember that when we were 4-0 up.
Yeah, when we had the
and
red
then
card.
we almost won that game as well. We almost made that game 5-4 in the end. If they hadn't disallowed that last goal.
Yeah, I just want to forget that game. But yeah, there's been like I said, there's been good contests, but like you said, Newcastle won't lie down for this game.
But you have a quite poor record against Arsenal, if I'm not wrong.
Recent record, yeah.
We don't have the best record against yes, but you never know. Strange things have happened, and we might be able to come out of this game smelling of roses. Yeah,
but I think it's sort of different. I feel it's a different Newcastle now. So Newcastle's got positivity for the club. The players are happy. The managers are happy. The fans are happy. Right? it's much more unite. It's a much more united Newcastle than it was
definitely.
under Mike Ashley, and with that brings results on the pitch, right, and better football. So that's why I feel it's gonna. That's why I think this game's even tougher. If it was still under Mike Ashley, I'd be like, yeah, we'll get past them. We'll get past them. They might cause us some trouble, but we'll beat them, right? And it wouldn't be so much of an issue. But because you've managed to have this change of ownership, which fair plays to you lot. Like I wouldn't, mate. I don't have any problem with it. Like I'm not gonna be this hypocritical prick that has Nike shoes and still says you can't have like Saudi owners. But you've lot put up with so much shit for 14 years, 18 years, however long. You deserve to have some good owners behind you, and fair play to you. So yeah,
I think it's good that you bring that up. For me, yeah, and this is just who I am as a person, yeah. If you don't want blood money, yeah, then
he just wants
you can't be buying Adidas wear. You can't be buying Nike, Puma. You can't have it both ways. And let's be honest,
it's like we have
our
with the Turkish,
government deals with Saudi. So how is it okay for the government to deal with Saudis and not the footballers?
It's like we have the
Conky. All the sponsorships, like we're sponsored by the Emirates. Well, are they holy and the Saudis are the devils and the Emirates are the nice guys? So for me, even if you look into some of our own sponsors like Visit Rwanda and the controversy over there, like every club have some dirt. Every billionaire have dirt. It's just that some are more highlighted by the Western media because of politics, and some are not. And that's just the reality. Like if you're deep into it, the Cronkies, who they've been sponsored in America and who's selling all this weapon to the Saudis, they're all mates.
Exactly.
Say you could also say if you want to break it down to the football level, you can't be the same one of those, oh yeah, I'm gonna be conky out, this, that, and the other. But then I'm in the club shop buying the next shirt and even getting all the printing. The shirt that only 10% they get as a cut, right, with like the money going elsewhere to either the club or to the actual sponsorship or that makes the Adidas basically. Right, they get about 8% or something of that actual price of the shirt, right? But they then go get the printing, which the Cronkies get all the money of, right? And plus all the other merchandise, they get all of that, and they buy lunch boxes, mugs, fucking key rings, right? You know what I mean? Like shit like this. By the way, this was a gift when I was 11. Right?
Listen, I respect if you want to be a freedom fighter.
Hang on, so I just say, but you also buy tickets as well, and then you're sitting there saying I'm conky out. Well, you can't be conky out. You're solving the problem. If you want to be conky out, do something, and act like you want the blowners out, which is not give them money, not give them a penny, not buy any tickets, not buy any merch. I know it's hard. It's your club. You want to support them, but not buy merch, not buy that. You've got to keep thinking it's the long term. In the long term, it's the best solution for Arsenal to try and get these owners out. Right? As simple as that. And if you want to do that, you have to stick to it. You can't just say, I want to be conky out, I'm conky out, and then go to a game. It's very hypocritical. Hypocritical.
I can respect someone if you like, listen, I'm not going to support this, and then you're not going to buy any brands. You're just going to live like, you don't buy any brands. You sew your own clothes. You are a farmer. You don't sponsor any kind of big company or big brands.
Yeah,
I respect that. But if you choose to live a simple life and you choose to buy brands, then you can't say that this brand is cleaner than that brand because they're all the same.
At the end of the day, like as the saying goes, you can't be a billionaire unless you get your hands dirty. At the end of the day, you're not going to get to that level of, wealth unless you've done something dirty along the way. I mean, look at Roman Abramovich, who literally came out, and said that he had to bribe people to get where he is, and that's proven it. That's proven the same.
and now he wants his money back. That's going to be interesting. There you go.
Yeah,
Go on, Chelsea. Pay that one off.
Yeah, but that's the thing as well. Like, are you gonna tell me that the Premier League didn't know where Roma got his money from? They just detected it the other day when.
Of course it did.
Come on,
A lot of
so it's like you
but
approved
it's when
Roma.
it's like when all these owners came in, they know where they've come from. They all know where all these owners come from. The Saudis, the Americans, they all know where they come from. But they all chose to lie in bed with it because the government get their cut out of the Premier League when they make when they get so much money, the tax they get, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And then you further funding that you have for grassroots. So they get a lot of money out of it by having these big owners in because it increases the value of the Premier League, increases the value of the FA, and they get their cut out of the FA because it's also a separate organisation. So they have their own sort of tax or anything like that to pay into the government, right? These owners are also having assets in the club. They have assets or businesses inside the country because Arsenal are a business as well, a corporate company. So that means they're having to pay more money to the government to work as a company, right? So they're also making a lot of money as well. And every time the value of Arsenal goes up in shares, the more money they get in their tax revenue, right? So of course they wanted these owners to jump into bed with them, right? And the more now that's why you've had Ipswich owners take over, you've had Aston Villa owners take over, you've had how many? I mean, right. Let me just go through all these clubs in the Premier League right now. You've had Leicester, Burnley. You've had the only Everton,
Villa,
right?
Everton,
Newcastle,
Wolverhampton.
But all these clubs are now had the big billionaire owners taken over, so they make more money for the Premier League, and then not just that, make more money for the government. Right? They couldn't give a fuck when the money comes from. They know they're getting the money only because now the switch in Ukraine. They've now gone, oh shit, not touching anything Russian. Right? We didn't know. Of course you fucking did. Right? Right?
Yeah, 100%. Listen,
it's like having like your hand in the cookie jar, right? And they're all saying, "You nicked the biscuits," and you go, "No, I didn't." Right? But your hand's in the cookie jar, mate, and the fucking crumbs around your mouth, mate. So
the one I don't agree with is the whole thing that I don't agree with. It is you've got the clubs like your Liverpool's. Not so much Man City because some of their fans
them having their control.
No, it's more about the fact like not all of them, but some of their fans they have this feeling like, oh, well, we need to go out and we need to win this and we need to win that and we need to do this, but then they have a problem with, say, for instance, our club getting a takeover. They're having a problem
Do you know
with that.
why that is? Because they know you're going to become a threat.
Yeah, but they don't want the money to come into the Premier League, right? They don't want that money coming in the Premier League, which does benefit the Premier League. And they have, like, other people, like pundits and stuff, sitting saying they don't like, all this foreign money coming into the league. They'd much rather it go back to the ways of, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal going for the titles. But you can't have the, what you call them, you can't have
this is the thing.
Checks.
If I wanted to flip, if I want to just flip, if I quick, say if I'm talking this on my Batman F1 channel, right? Just flip to another sport. Like that situation there is like, for Formula 1 terms, that's like when they're going to change the rules. So they've changed the rules this season. All the cars are different. Right, completely new way of thinking, new way of developing a car, completely different to this year. You can't anything from last year. You can't carry on to this year. Everyone on a clean slate, yeah. Right. Plus also budget caps as well now in place. Everyone has the same amount of money they can only spend. Right. All the big teams, Ferrari, right, and Mercedes, right, and Red Bull, right, all those teams at the top. They don't want to do that. No. They don't want to do that. We'll keep status quo because they're always 1.2 seconds or 2 seconds above the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I've seen something about that, and it said 0.2.
Yeah, but they're always above. They're always above the top. They're always at the top, about 1 point the rest of the midfield. So of course, if they've got massive changes to the rules, They don't want that because it gives the chance to the midfield guys like Aston Martin, who have had major investors, right, invested in their business. So like a club getting a takeover.
Yeah.
They don't want them growing and becoming a threat. They didn't want Mercedes in 2010 growing and becoming a threat, which they eventually did, right? So they didn't want these things happening. And everyone said, no, fuck you lot. You won't have any anyway because it's good for the sport. Right?
True.
And it's the same here. The Premier League have gone, the Premier League now finally have decided, no, they needed a takeover, right? There's no problem with it. You either accept it or like get lost.
Pretty
So,
much, yeah.
right? So, but these fans will keep moaning about it because they know eventually you lot are going to be fighting with them for the title. Eventually, Newcastle will end up winning a Premier League title. They
Probably
will eventually.
Probably
In
in
10
the next few years.
No,
For me, I think it's going to take time. It took time for City to start winning titles.
I think it took City 10 years, didn't it?
Yeah,
It took City about 10 years.
And I think
No,
the
it took
difference
them
now.
till 2012. They got took over in 2008. So
No. They had to take over. Sorry, before that, you know, they had
They had to take over before that. That's why they moved
Taiwan
to the main
owners.
road.
Yeah, but
that's when they started buying, you know, Rubinhos and stuff like that. And then
No,
the
Oh,
Taiwan
but that's
owners.
I think they also had a takeover before that because that's how they moved from main road to the Etihad.
Yeah, they had Tashkent in water, but he didn't actually put that much money into them. They had still players like Sean Gota and Richard Dunn and stuff playing for them at that point.
As much as we could talk about this though, sorry, we have gone very off on a big tangent. So we're gonna bring it back. Where are you gonna go for your lineup, Mag? Carl? Sorry.
It's tough to predict it, to be honest, because I don't really know what Eddie goes with, because he usually does change the lineup. But the last lineup we had, if you want to ask thingy down the lads down there, and I'll just go get the lineup from the last year. From the last game.
Say, what are you going to go for, mate?
I will go Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu right back. I'll play Ben White and Gabriel centre backs if they are available. If they are not available, then I would probably play a back five. But if they are available, or if one of them are available, I'll play a back four, and I'll play probably Cedric as a left back. I play Shaka and Elneny in midfield. I play Ødegaard in the 10, and I play Smith Rowe and Saka on the wings, and Martinelli. Sorry, Eddie Nketiah up top. I think Martinelli looked shattered after the game last time.
He was the only one that had been in the effort in, to be honest. Mine would have to be, it's sort of similar. And mine would be Ramsdale. Saka needs to be dropped, so I put Pepe in for Saka, for me, because Saka's been poor. I think he's been poor the last few games, for me. So, yeah, Saka would have to be dropped. But anyway, the defence would be Tomiyasu, the same back four as you, same midfield as you, so we've got no choice. I think on the right, we'd have to play, I want to play Pepe there. Right, Pepe there. Would I have played Cedric on the right to give him that overlap? Yeah, do you know what? I'll play Cedric on the right, so then Pepe's got the overlap, so he's more effective. Yes, it's a risk, but I do feel for this game we can do that. Especially if Pepe doubles back and helps him out against Maximan, if they decide to play him, which I do think they will. Smith on the left, Ødegaard in the middle, and Eddie Nketiah up front, since he's doing decently at the minute. But unlike most fans, I need to make sure that beware that though he might be playing well, he still needs to fucking go. He's not good enough. Simple as that.
You're gonna buy his name on the back, Steve. That's
off.
what you told me offline.
Carl, shut up. Like, Carl, what you're going for, man? I'm gonna give you Tavares, mate, on your shirt.
Nah.
Well, in the Man City game, we went with Martin Dubravka in goal. I think that's going to be basically the same. We had Emil Kraft playing at right back. I think that might be Kieran Trippier playing at right back for this game, with him pushing for a start after playing a little bit in that Man City game. So I think he may be coming in at right back. Jamal Lascelles was in at centre back for the game against Man City. I don't know if he'll go in at centre back again. He probably will. So I would say him still be in there. Dan Burn obviously right next to him. Matt Target on the other wing on the left back position. Sean Longstaff was in on for the Man City game in the midfield, but I think that could be Sean Longstaff again, unfortunately, because there is no, Joe Willock. He is out for the rest of the season, and I do believe John Joe Shelby is ruled out for this game as well. When I last looked, so he won't be available for it. So it probably will be Sean Longstaff in that midfield area. Bruno Guimaraes, obviously, he's got to start. He's an absolutely brilliant player. Joe Linton, again, a brilliant player. Got to start this game, definitely, and I know they will. Miggy Almiron, probably on one of the wings. If not, it could be Ryan Fraser, as he has trained with the club ahead of this game, so he could be back into the side, which would be great because the wee man has been fantastic for this season, at least under Eddie Howe. And Maxi, he'll definitely play, in my opinion, but he's got to pass the ball more because he's doing a bit too much of this flair, trying to, be the individual. He needs to be a team player. He needs to, put across a wider approach to his game instead of just looking at the game from an individual aspect. And I think Callum Wilson will go in as the striker as he's pushing towards coming in for this game as well. So that would be my lineup for the game.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, good, definitely. Big up Static. If obviously I've seen your story, Static. I know you're not been feeling too good over the weekend, so I hope you're feeling better and you hopefully feel better very, very soon. Make sure you don't use Arsenal as a frigging antibiotic or or any treatment, because it ain't gonna bloody help you any. Trust me, it'll probably kill you. It'll probably kill you. Yeah, it'll kill you and rather make you recover. Let me be honest, but yeah. Look, the reason I want him dropped, Bargav, the reason I want him dropped is because as Static, I see, has put a comment saying is also, it's exactly this, because he's paid way too much. He's now knackered. He was hardly effective in that game. And who have we got to replace him? Right? You can't Smith-Rowe's got to go on the left. So who's going to go on the right? And the only one that can go on the right is Pepe.
Yeah.
Right?
Problem
so
is Pepe
there.
Didn't do himself any favor in the last two games. He's been subbed in. I'm sure he's not going to start.
Yeah, but that's what I would do. I don't believe I don't believe in the manager, so why would I pick what the manager's going to do if I don't believe in it?
Steven, we know you love Arteta,
Shut it.
I know you got his name on the back of your shirt.
Like I've said, this is a secondary issue. Like the main issue is the owners. It all comes back. It does all come back down to them in the end, anyway. Yeah, man.
Yeah, big up Static. We wish you a speedy recovery and hopefully with an Arsenal win.
Yes, definitely. Predictions. I mean, I don't feel we'll get time to do a combined 11, so we'll go straight to predictions if that's okay with everyone. Carl, what are you going to go for?
I'm sticking with my prediction. I said earlier in the week, I'll say 3-0 to Newcastle tonight.
Sait, what are you going for?
I can see a shaky 2-1 Arsenal. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I think the team will be motivated. We need to win. I think whoever scores first is probably going to win, because we do know that Newcastle lost big against City. So if we score first, I think that will hurt them. And I think if they score first, that will hurt us.
Yeah, I think it will be a very close game. I'm going to say I said a 1-0 or 2-1, but I think I'll go 2-1. So I don't see us not conceding. I do see us conceding a goal. Especially, yeah, but it's never going to happen. Especially, yeah, no. Trust me, because I said it, and he knew it. Team is paying the price. And yeah, definitely. Like, I agree with what everyone's saying there, but yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1. So, and it's not gonna be an easy one either. So, I might even try. No, I think we'll score first, but I think we just won't be able to hold on to it. They'll equalise, and we'll have to try and fight to win it. So yeah, that's probably what I see to it. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there. Carl, thanks for coming on.
Just before we finish off there, Stephen, mate, I'm saying I'll go 3-0 for the win, but for safety reasons, I would say, I would say Newcastle to come away 1-0 in the game, because that's what I'd really be just happy to come away with, to be honest. But like you say, it could be a close game. I think Luca was going 2-1 for us. I've seen quite a few people going 2-1 Arsenal. For me, it would either be 3-0 or a 1-0. Straight up for Newcastle in the game. But I could see Arsenal scoring a goal in the game, like, definitely. But we'll see what happens tonight. See how it goes. Just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, I thought top 4 was over though. So, but anyway,
we'll see tonight.
Mate. All I'm saying is that apparently All I'm saying is, like, from basically from the North London derby, apparently top 4's over. Right, yeah, work that one out. Anyway, finish me up. Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there, mate. Carl, where can I find you?
You can find us at 100% Mags there on all my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I'm also on YouTube, obviously, at 100% Mags, but with the percentage mark instead. And I'm currently on the road to 1K subscribers as well. I think I'm at 873 at the minute, so that's pretty amazing. I've had some really good support over the past few months, and I do want to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel and supported the channel. And I did just have my 5th anniversary as well on the 12th of May just gone, so that was fantastic to be able to hit that milestone for the channel. And yeah, you can find us on 100% Mags on all my socials.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to go over there, make sure you go over there and hit the like and subscribe button over there. Sait, where can they find you, man?
Unfortunately, you can find me on this shitty channel with Steven forcing me to be here. It's terrible,
Shut up.
Nah, but
I thought I could see a gun next to you, mate, at the side.
Yeah. You see that?
He's got it to your head.
But yeah, don't forget to sub to Steven's channel, please. I want to keep my life, so you need to sub. You need to like and share the content, and hopefully you will see me here next week.
You're a prick. Anyway, yeah, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the share button as well. Do hit the join button as well, from as it was $1.99 a month. All goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation, as we all know. So make sure you do that right away. But 2-1 Newcastle. Watch Arsenal bottle after something. Oh, don't say it. If we lose 2-1, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you, Games FC. That's it. It's your fault. I win this one and lose 2 against. Oh, shut up. Anyway, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Do go check out 100% Mags as well. And yeah, become a member as well. Every single penny helps the charity. So until then, everyone until then, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Take care.